I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special.
Nothing to do, but damn, like, what else do you got to do? He's a 3-time undisputed champion.
You looking small? What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small? Like, it's just that, like, you got to really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this.
Fighters are often intimidated by Terence Crawford, and for good reason. Roy Jones Jr. even remarked that Canelo looked visibly nervous during their face-off. What makes Crawford truly formidable isn't just his technical prowess, but his remarkable ability to stay calm and composed, reading every move his opponent makes. Rarely getting hit clean, Crawford punishes mistakes with perfect timing, leaving opponents feeling helpless and with no clear path to victory.
And that stare down that we talked about when I told you either he's not ready for this or he trying to little boy Bud. He wasn't trying to little boy Bud. He really was afraid. Well, not afraid, but he was worried about Bud. And Bud knew that. And Bud being the older guy, Bud kind of looked him in his eye and made him turn away first. That was a victory for Bud. That was Bud's first victory. Anytime that happens, if something else don't come around or something else don't happen to undo that, you got a problem.
Paulie Malignaggi praises Crawford for building one of boxing's most extraordinary records. He highlights Crawford's unprecedented feat of becoming undisputed champion 3 times, an incredible achievement in modern boxing, by facing the sport's top contenders instead of taking easy fights. Malignaggi emphasizes Crawford's defensive mastery, with a record of 41 wins, 31 knockouts, and no losses. He sees Crawford's recent victory over Canelo as signaling a new era, positioning him as the defining figure of his generation, much like Floyd Mayweather once was.
Flawless. I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, oh, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be, because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. You know, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation, I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible, really, really incredible. And I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And it's a fight we'll never get to see. So what are we gonna do? You know, it'll be up to the fantasy fights. You know, but let's get into it, man. I want to get into the undercard as well and some of my thoughts on the Netflix show. But let's get into the main event first. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly at the whole fight. You know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved.
Bryan expressed awe after watching Crawford's performance against Canelo, noting the rare balance Crawford maintained between defense and offense. Unlike most fighters who excel in one area but leave themselves vulnerable in another, Crawford showcased a complete skill set, neutralizing attacks with slick movement and tight guard, then instantly switching into offense to punish openings. For Bryan, witnessing such a well-rounded fighter dominate an elite opponent with calm and precision was extraordinary, setting Crawford apart from many current champions.
See, I think that for me, I watch defense as much as I watch offense. So, yeah, like I thought, like watching Bud catch those shots off his glove.
He looked amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah. He'd go to a body and he'd catch that and come up with an uppercut. You know, just all those things that seem...
He looked great.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that to ever.
No one has. Yeah, he's the best.
Canelo.
Ever. Yeah, he's the best.
And I think he would do that to Canelo on his best day. And Canelo said it, he goes, I couldn't figure him out.
No.
Which is why he probably won't fight him again, in a way.
They'll fight again.
You think so?
The payday, yeah. But so you're going to get Canelo, because the money's in Canelo Crawford, the rematch. Yeah. I don't want to see it, but I want Crawford to get paid, so might as well do it.
Legendary boxer Andre Ward highly praised Crawford, calling him the most skillful fighter among his peers. Ward, himself a master technician, highlighted Crawford's relentless mentality. If he sets his mind on something, he will go to any lengths to achieve it. According to Ward, the only way to truly stop Crawford is to physically hurt him in the ring, as tactical tricks alone won't suffice. His adaptability, stance switching, and ability to think under pressure place him in a rare elite category driven by determination and grit.
Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he wanna do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this,
no.
it's different, man.
Crawford's journey has been deeply influenced by his family. His father believed he would become an undisputed champion, instilling confidence from an early age. His mother, however, was skeptical, which became fuel for Crawford's motivation. Every victory and belt has validated his family's faith and earned their pride. Today, he reflects on his journey with satisfaction, knowing his success has brought recognition and respect from those closest to him.
My dad used to tell my mom I was gonna be a world champ.
I told him,
How'd that make you feel? It filled me with rage. And every time I stepped foot in the ring or anything that I ever did, I just wanted to win so bad so I can prove a point to her.
I paid the kids, I said, if y'all can whoop Bud, I give y'all $10 a piece. Could none whoop him.
You went out on the street.
Yeah.
What's now Bud Crawford Street.
Yeah.
And offered $10 to anyone who can kick my son's butt.
Yep.
And a lot of takers.
Yeah, the kids in the neighborhood. Couldn't nobody whoop them.
What did he tell you then?
I told you, Mom, I told you I'm the best.
Crawford explained that he never sought undisputed status at 154 pounds because he didn't see enough competitive fights there. Instead, he moved up to 168, believing that the bigger challenges and stronger opponents at higher weights would better cement his legacy. His willingness to challenge himself at higher divisions shows confidence and ambition, emphasizing that his career is driven by risk-taking and a desire to face the toughest competition, not comfort or easy wins.
Has being undisputed at 154 ever crossed your mind at this point that you at in your career?
Not at all. Because I'm looking at the landscape of the 154-pound division. There's a lot of great fighters, but there's not a lot of defining fights at 154. There's not a lot of legacy fights at 154. You know, when I'm looking at the landscape of 154, I beat, what's his name?
Majimo? No, 154?
No. The champion that just knocked out Tim Tszyu.
Bakram. Yeah.
Okay, so Bakram, they're gonna say, who was Bakram?
Facts.
He knocked out Tim Tszyu that already had lost.
What you done with Fedora though? They're gonna...
But Fedora already been knocked out.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
So, along my career, I've been criticized and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments, just off of pure hate.
Crawford also takes pride in showcasing the belts he has earned. For him, each title isn't just a trophy but a testament to years of dedication, sacrifice, and hard work. Standing with those belts reminds fans and critics alike that nothing was handed to him. He fought through adversity, doubters, and tough fights to earn every piece of gold. They symbolize effort, discipline, and belief in himself, serving as motivation for the next generation of fighters aspiring to follow his path.
Just reflecting on all my accomplishments at my mama house. That's where all my belts at.
Pretty amazing, huh?
You know, hard work, dedication. Things that y'all favorite fighters, some of them, don't got. So I see why y'all mad. See why y'all mad. We look at that one right there. This where it all started at.
Right here. This one. In Texas. In Texas, baby. Don't hate. Just congratulate.
Perfect fight, actually. He neutralized all of Canelo's strengths. He knew that he was gonna look for the right hook, because I believe that they've been looking at Crawford being hurt by that right hook before. So he neutralized it. He used his jab really well. He boxed beautifully, and man, I mean, he did everything right. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Crawford first, because obviously we can get to Canelo later, but in the post-fight, they asked him, a media member asked him if he'd come back down to 154 to fight Boots. Obviously, in the same token, I took it as, all right, Boots or Virgil, right? And he said he's not coming back down to 154. What are your thoughts on him not coming down, and what do you think he will more than likely do next?
I don't know what he's gonna do. I did read something that said he'll go down to 160, you know? And I think that is definitely a possibility, and you know, that fight can still happen at 160. And as far as what he's gonna do now, I mean, I don't know. He kind of beat the final boss of the game. You know what I mean? There's kind of nothing. I don't want to say there's nothing to do, but damn, like, I mean, what else do you got to do? He's a 3-time undisputed champion. He made some good money. At this point, he's a free player right now. I guess he can do whatever he wants.